much. Now, if you look at the program, we've come almost towards the end now. The conference conclusion lies safely in the hands of Troels, who started it all.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Great to see all your fresh faces. And now there's only my half an hour rounding off between you and drinks. No, okay. Not really, but I do want to just make a brief recap. I think what we've seen today is a really good program. I think it was brought to a really nice end this afternoon. Also in the spirit of collaboration, the interactions between IOGP, as we heard here, but also between Oil and Gas UK generously coming here and sharing their learnings with us, with the OGD, is really a good and a strong message. Something that we can exploit and explore much, much further. We are not living on a solitary planet here. We need to engage with the rest of the world. So if that is one thing to take away, I think that's important. Then I thought we heard some really good insights into technology disruption and the things we can do. And I'd encourage us all to be as engaging as possible with these folks, not just Bo and Ian, but people around us, to learn and develop and create the new solutions. Because I think as our honorable member of IOGP was saying, we need to take cost out of the system, but it doesn't mean that we should not allow companies to have profits. There needs to be profitable businesses around this. And I think for me, you can do only so much with cutting costs. That's not very innovative, but you can do a whole lot with developing new ways of working, new commercial constructs, new technologies to bring us into the next century. So, and that leads me really to I would say, to the economists' debate. And it was unfortunate that Jesper Rangvid had to leave, because he represented a little bit of a different school of thought, I think, in this, namely looking at the future and looking at, if you're just extrapolating what we know today, actually there's a substantial increase in the need for oil and gas also in the future. The two other speakers, slightly different views on this, and I think that those are also good. But where I take is that there's certainly a lot of uncertainty, but there's still a significant room for the oil and gas sector to play in. Lastly, to come back to the beginning, the visit of our ministers. I think one thing is to recognize that we have two ministers, two high-ranking ministers of government coming, joining and addressing us. I think that in its own right speaks a lot to the impact that we have on society, and I'd say more than the beginning, the growing recognition of the importance of this industry for Denmark. So take that home with you as a sign of commitment. I think what is even more important is if you listen closely to their narratives and the rhetoric. Actually, the words they're using are the words that we jointly, everybody in this room, has developed around the story about why is it important to have us here. Martin talked about Denmark as an oil nation, and that we were kind of laughed out by certain politicians for even considering that, despite the fact that that's the truth. So I think our ability to tell our story has improved, and I think we're getting much better recognition for what it really is that we do. And that sets us up to basically be able to help create a good future for this industry and a good future for Denmark. There is still a huge potential. The Energy Agency has shown it, we have shown it, we understand it, we know, and it's something that Denmark wants to use broadly. Let's go and get it. So before we end, finally, I just want to end up with a big thanks to everybody who has contributed today, to the speakers here. Great job done. Thanks for coming, spending your time here. Big thanks to the organizers here, to Esben and his team from OGD, to the DR support staff as well. Well done, nicely set up. I love to come here. And a real big thanks to all of you, not just for showing up, but also for, during the year, telling our story and help us to lift the understanding of what this industry does for Denmark. So on that happy note, and lastly, thanks to Adam for facilitating us so professionally here. I hope that you've survived it today and your personal integrity still holds. But thanks a lot, Adam. That was great, well done, and well kept. And now, there's an hour and a half of drinks over there, and I'm sure that we all need that. So thank you very much.